Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. So, certainly this has been one of the longest things I've done, but we are pretty much at the end now. We will be looking to finish the turn preparation today. Hello there, Zombie. Hello there, Mill. How you doing, my dudes? Yes, indeed. So the turn preparation will be done today. If it is not done in this session, the remainder will be done in my own time, off cam. So, right, we have quite a few things to do here. So in the last session, we did actually figure out our patrol patterns regarding ship patrols anyway. So we do have the rest of the ASWs, the anti-submarine warfare, to do. But I think we'll start with something a little bit different then, just to make sure that we do get things flowing quite nicely. Keep the entertainment value going, if there's indeed any left. And that is going to be with the pilots. So we can see here, obviously these are all of our actual pilots, groups, training pool over here as well. So we can see here, the Imperial Japanese Navy and Army do not have many pilots. We can see that there is a shortage of pilots, at least there is a desire for more pilots in the Navy. You can see our replenishment rate is about 150 a month, roughly. At least I believe so, 150, 195. So you can see here potentially 439 will be trained in the first month and the third. At least this is what I believe this represents, or at least this may be. Okay. Right, actually. Month 1 to 3. 439. Experience. Okay, so we'll look into that more in the future. But what we will be doing then is, of course, let's actually see if we can find our top... do we have any? I suppose we won't have any kills at the moment. Okay. We can see fatigue anyway. Righto. So what we're going to do then is we do need to decide how many pilots we are going to train in the relevant skills. So if we go over here, we can see here that IGN, so Imperial Japanese, only 4,159 pilots. Okie dokie. Yes, enjoy spreadsheets. Indeed, you know you love it. Hello there, Lorenzo. How you doing, my friend? Okay. So I think what we're going to do then is we're going to start within Manchuria. This is where we do have a lot of squadrons available. I will take a look at what we actually have and what we need in terms of the ASW patrol. As of course we will need quite a few. Right. We do have a decent amount of planes over here. Right, the Ki-32s. These are level bombers, perhaps? Yes, light level bomber. Okay, so what I'm going to do then, I do have my handy-dandy little economic guide over here, which does come with some really handy resources. Namely, this graph over here actually does give us an idea of what we need and how to set it to actually train in those relevant skills. So, for example, if I'm training for airfield/port attack, I should have my altitude, so 100 to 10,000, I do believe. Yeah. I believe that's roughly what that represents. Possibly between 100 to 10,000. Okay, then up to 1,000 here. Okie dokie. Hello there, Gary. How are you doing, my friend? Yeah, we're only 4 minutes in, which is actually like a blink of the eye in terms of how my streams go. Okay. So we're going to turn the training up to 100, the altitude. So we are going to be setting these guys to bomb the ground, I do believe. Would be nice to sort of keep a track of how we're doing this. But that might be a little bit harder. If I could rename them, that'd be good. Well, this information will be tracked by the tracker then in the following phases. So we'll have you... Let's have a look at the actual pilots here then, shall we? Naval bombing, naval torpedo. Naval search, reconnaissance, ASW, transport, ground. I'm going to assume this means like low naval bombing, low ground bombing. So like low altitude. This is obviously the skill that we'll be training here, the ground bombing. Okay. Aye, indeed. Hello there, Epic. So yes, I think we've spent about 11 hours to get to this point. We will be coming up to the true episode 1 shortly. Probably before, I don't know, maybe the end of the week, maybe next week. The ball will certainly be in THG's court. I hope he's definitely planned things out. But we will not have long left now. This is the final phase, the final stream really. Everything else I miss here will be done off-cam, but I will of course explain if I have to do anything off-cam. So this is probably going to be a decently long session, but I do intend to get things done. So I'm going to set them to ground attack. Now the altitude here we're going to set to about 10,000 feet. There we go, 10,000 feet. We can turn the range down to 0. There we go. So they're all set to training, but we need to up this. So we have a bunch of reconnaissance planes and fighters. Are you looking forward to your holiday on Sunday? Where are you going, my friend? Is THG in control of all allied units that are under the US? He's in control of all the allies. So Chinese, Dutch, British, French, if there's much French there to be used, Australian, American, then later the Soviets if they're ever activated. So a hell of a lot to command, really. Okay, let's take a look at the pilots here. It may be very much worth training them in sweep missions. Not a bad thing, really. So that'll be like low level. Yeah, certainly. I mean, let's take a look at our pilot pool if we can. So let's go over here then. So air groups and pilots. So pilot training pool. Right. Fighters. Are you going to Cornwall? That's lovely. So we're going to invade Russia. Definitely. So many claws. We can see here the zeros do tend to have on average at least 70 experience. So we do need to definitely up that. There's quite a few here with insufficient aircraft. Okay, these will be things that we do have to take a look at. So if we go here, can I see training? Oh, right, fantastic. Now, will this actually show me what they're training in? Yes, actually, that's fantastic. Right, terrific, terrific. At least I have an idea of how many are training in that relevant. Okay, so let's see here. Active is also a good one. Right, we can see here that we do have a few. Let's see here, pilots. So that's the actual pilots within that squadron. Upgrade, so that would show me what they would upgrade to. Actually, that's a really nice way to take a look at things. I'll have to do that in the future. Like, possible upgrades. Intriguing. Okay. But that's really good to know. So these are the active ones. Training airfield attack as well. Okay. Oh, wait, actually. Control percentage. Ah, I see. Okay. So this would show us the air groups and what their settings are. So if I go to, let's see... escort. You can see here that we only have one set of escort at the moment at Cow. Combat air patrol is set at 30%. This is really good. We can really make a lot of use of that. I can get an idea of what we're doing. Okay. So what we need to do then is figure out what we need in terms of training then. So escorts will go down to training. Okay. So these are all the guys trained in airfield attack. We don't have any training on port attack right now. Naval attack, none. Ground attack doesn't seem like there's any. Plenty on airfield attack then. Okay, so what we'll have to do then is obviously set a few to that. So we do have, these are fighters over here. Let's see, we'll have them train on escort, I suppose. Yeah, so escort training can be done at all altitudes. Sweep is only 1,000 to 10,000. It may be worthwhile just training them on sweep. So about 10,000 feet. This will probably... We'll have to keep a track of it. But there's no escort skill as such, as far as I can see. But we can see here that we do need to train their air. Which is their air combat. Okay, that's done. Over here we'll have it set to the same. Set all fighters at the space, the same settings. There we go. Now, we do have these planes over here. So these are light bombers. What I'll do then is I'll train the pilots in... We'll go with... do I go with port attack? Is it going to be... One of those things, isn't it? Like, how often are we going to use port attack? It really does depend. Though airfield and port attack are trained at 100 to 1,000... Well, to 10,000 feet, give or take. 1,000 or 2,000 feet, I think. Naval bombing is 100 to 10,000, give or take. Naval torpedoing doesn't matter the altitude, because obviously at the end of the day you go down. I hope we manage to sync a laptop with sub at some point. Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome. But let's see. I think we'll obviously want some of them training in port attack, so we'll do that. So 10,000 feet. I think in the end of the day, as long as we have some air groups training, some squadrons training, things will be good. Now for reconnaissance, so 100 to 10 to 1,000, search is the same, ASW is the same. So reconnaissance, to 1,000, okay. Same with these guys. These are really nice reconnaissance planes as well. We'll have these guys, naval search, so how many do we have here? Only 2 pilots. 10 pilots, so 12 pilots there. We do have another 10 here. 2. Okay, so not really many then, is there? Okay, naval search is what we really do need most. And there we go. Set the range down all the way here. Right, terrific. So this airbase is done. What I'll do then is I'll bring up the drawing tool, and then at least I can select I can just sort of highlight. I'll cross off the bases that we've done. There's easy ways to do it, but this is just a simpler way for me. Just makes it a little bit easier in some respects. So obviously we've done these 2 bases in terms of airfields. Over here, let's see. Obviously this is going to be an issue. So what I can do is I can hide. There we go. Hidden. Let's take a look at what we actually have available then, shall we? So we do have transports. Okay. I don't think the altitude matters on that one. So just train in transport then. I suppose same to all of them really. So all transport set to obviously train. There's not much else to be done. Right then. Altitude, yeah, we do need some more obviously on airfield attack, so then we'll go on altitude. Sorry, airfield attack. Oh, then again, yeah, airfield attack. So we'll have that up to 10,000 feet. There we go, done. Now we do have some more fighters here. Only 3 aircraft. That's not much, is it? Replacements are on. I could, of course, draw more here. What's the ETA on the next one in the East episode? I want to see you kill all those pesky Russians. With the actual true series, well, the series I'm doing for Matrix, I think that'll probably either be a Monday or a Wednesday. It does depend. Might even be a different day. As for the play-by-email one that we're doing, well, that I'm doing along with Cucumber, Agrippa, Maxentius, not entirely sure. Need Agrippa to finish his turn, and then we'll go through that. But that should be really fun. I think that'll be a really good series. Okay. It's a sweep. Okay, that is done too. Hello there, Blinson. How you doing, my friend? We're just going through the pilot training now. So, should be rather interesting. Not a terrible amount to do. But we are looking to actually finish the preparations in this turn. So it's a good thing you're here. We do have a lot to be talking about in terms of actual stratagems and tactics. Okay, we'll have you to train in escort duties. Level bomber. Airfield attack. There we go, that is done too. Right, more fighters and bombers over here. And we'll have you train in escort. Right. What we'll be able to see then in the tracker in the following turn then is how many pilots we have training in a certain thing. And what we'll do then is in the following turn is obviously once we have the tracking information there, it's easier to see. Is I'll be able to take a look and really make good decisions on how many pilots we have training in a certain thing. Yeah, it should be awesome. I'm really looking forward to them myself, actually. Okay, so we'll have these guys set to airfield attack. At the end of the day, I'm going to need that. The next groups can be set to naval attack, though. I do feel that is going to be the one used more. Okay. Army group center is the best army group. Yeah. I mean, what I'm considering is giving Agrippa, Maxentius, maybe 2 Panzer Divisions and a motorized, or 4 Panzer Divisions and a motorized, or I mean, I do have about 4 infantry divisions and a corps command I could give to him. What I'm thinking is I actually give him these extra resources, as I almost achieved my actual objective. I wanted Minsk, and I don't know if I could have taken it turn 1, but we did pretty good. We actually did manage to pull off a hasty attack. It might have been, had the difficulty been lower, that we could have actually got all the way and taken Minsk in turn 1. But we're doing well, we're doing well. I mean, we'll have Minsk turn 2 anyway, so it's not a big issue. It would have been nice to have it in the first turn, but hey, we can't have everything, can we? Oh, we did well. So that is a good result. Okay, so escort training there as well. Fantastic. Okay, so sweep. Terrific. I heard you talking about one of the East 2 in a video. Do you know how far away it is? I'm not entirely sure how far away it is as of this moment. It isn't too terribly far out there. It will be coming eventually. I know that doesn't really sound too good, but it will be coming at some point in the future. Right, naval attack. There we go. And we're done. Give up some Panzer Divisions. Well, I mean, Armored Group Center has about 3,000 odd AFVs, which is really... I don't need that many. Have I set them all to training? Yes, I have. These guys are set. We can tell by seeing patrol at 100. Yeah, just double check. Yep. There we go. I do have some aircraft over here too. Now, these are actually pretty good aircraft. Is it worthwhile having them rotated out of Manchuria? More than likely, yes. These are one of these aircraft. These are the KI-21-1Cs. Hi, sorry for digression, but what are your plans regarding China? Don't worry about that. We will be getting into it shortly. Trust me, we'll be getting into that shortly. Let's see here. Ground attack, we do need more to train on that. So, 10,000 feet. There we go. I'm considering actually taking the 61st Sentai Squadron out of Manchuria. They're actually pretty damn good planes. Yeah, they do have a decent bomb load, a very good bomb load actually. And I really do like that. Durability is 40, maneuverability is 24. Gun value is pretty good, service rating is pretty good too. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll quickly take a look. But I'll go into the strategy in China shortly. Don't worry about that. It's not about needing 3,000 airfields, it's about wanting them. Tell me about it. What we need to do then is we need to figure out where we're going to be having the vast majority of the Japanese Air Force in China. We can see here we only have 39 aviation support over here and 55 is required. So honestly it would be a worthwhile idea to actually transfer some aircraft out of here so that we are actually not pushing ourselves. I do not want to risk my planes. I cannot simply do that. Aviation support here is at 49, so that could handle a few more aircraft. Quite nicely so. What I'll have to do then is take a look at what aviation engineers I have, so airbase engineers, that sort of thing, well, Japanese Air Force groups, Air Force base groups. Really, we need to maximize aviation support. I need really good sized airfields, combined with plenty of engineers, and obviously supply. So you can see here we do have a airfield level 6 over there, which is really good at Hankow. Then again, our bombers have very good range. Well, decent range. They have range enough within China. So we can actually have them deployed further to the rear. Aviation support, 41. You can see here that we do have a base force, and we also have the Japanese Air Force engineers over here, so air engineers. So aviation support there, 21. Pretty damn good. Ideally, I'd like to move them out and about. I could have them move potentially to... well, Kaifeng only has a size 3 airfield. Suchao has nothing. But yeah, ideally I'd like to eventually move them to Hankow. Yeah, definitely to Hankow. Hankow is by far our best one. Also, I found out if you press Y, you can actually see the rail lines, which is really good. You know what? I've never actually noticed that before. We can see here that the grey ones are basically the strategic rail lines, the big rail lines. I mean, I call them strategic rail lines because they're obviously quite important. And then we have like the smaller level of... I mean, high rail density, low rail density is probably the better idea. So we have low rail density over this way. So that's something extra. We can also go here and press on, well, number 1. The, well, yes, the number 1 on the keyboard. And this shows us what terrain we have here. So CLR represents clear terrain. I think WD represents wooded, perhaps? Not entirely sure. Let's see, can I find... I need that. Okay. Well, is it actually in the manual? I do have the manual here, so I'm just going to see if I can find that. Actually. There surely should be something regarding the different terrain types. I'm sure there will be. Give me a moment. Right. 36, let's have a look. Okay, yeah, there's actually quite a lot of terrain types here. So we have clear, rough, forest, jungle, desert, swamp, forest, and rough, jungle, and... God, there's a lot. Okay. Let's try and figure it out then. So if we press the number 1 key... Whoops. I'll actually go over here. Right. So WD. Not entirely sure. um, what I'll do then is I'll go with the assumption that that may be rough terrain. I'll have to figure out exactly what these are. I mean, this clearly represents swamp. I'd say... I don't know, really, what would we classify this as? Oh, and if we press the free key, so number 3, we can actually see the weather in the area. So you can see over here it's poor weather, C represents clear weather. So over Hawaii we have clear weather. Over the Philippines we actually do have clear weather. A little bit of poor weather, but clear weather mostly. In China the weather is predominantly poor, so this is going to come in very handy. And then 4 gives you the, well, it tells you what it belongs to. So 100 is basically Imperial Japan, and then obviously Kwantung is a different number. It's a little bit complicated, but there's ways to find out that information. I do have it, it's just not going to be of much relevance really, so we don't really need it. Okay, so, back to this then. We've completed the pilot training within Manchuria then. I am considering obviously moving the, was it the 61st Sendai Squadron, which is all the way over here? Okay, so let's take a look at China then. Well, actually, let's go to Japan. We can sort out our ASW patrols then. That's probably a good idea. Okay. What we need to do then is take a look at where we want to base our planes. It'd be nice to base them here, but there's no aviation support. There's not even an airfield, so it's not even worth doing. I could base them at Nagasaki. We do have plenty of aviation support here. Shanghai. Aviation support is only at 49. Masan has low capacity. Kizhou. 0. Tsingtao. 41 aviation support. Port Arthur. We do have 0, actually, yeah, no, 47, that's pretty good then. Okay, so we can see here then that we have Shanghai, Tsingtao, Port Arthur, Nagasaki, really where we base our planes. So what we need to do then is, like, let's take a rough estimate. I think most search planes have a radius about 4 hexes. What we want to be using then is the Jakes. The Jakes are the real top dogs here, as they have about 10 hex range. I think they normally operate about 8 hexes. So let's say, for example, using the Jakes, we'd have, well, let's clear this and draw this out. So, origination, Shanghai, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is roughly where they would be operating. So something like that would be our operational range. And obviously you combine that with the others, and we'll have a pretty good overlap. And that's what I need to do. I need to overlap the Yellow Sea and the East China Sea. Okay. So we do have... what I'd like to do is actually have them upgraded. Yeah, Kizhou would be nice to have a few flights. That's a good point, just have it from the other end. I do have the E13A. I do have about 25 of these Jakes. We do have the capabilities to have them upgraded. How long would that take? Can I get an estimation? Right. How much would this cost me to have them upgraded? Then again, we'll not upgrade them yet. We'll have them to upgrade in the future. Okay, do not upgrade. I do have a plane in reserve here. I'll return that to the pool. And there we go. I do have 4 pilots ready, but only 3 serviceable aircraft. It seems the squadron is only limited to that size. Okay. So we'll have them run search from here then. We'll have it then, so... let's see. I think we want to be... I think to discover lone ships, you are better flying at a lower altitude, like 3,000, well, 1,000 to 3,000 feet, or even less. Though to actually spot task forces is about 6,000 is usually quite good. So I think what we'll do then is we'll keep to about 6,000 probably. That's a decent result. So we have a maximum range of 6. What I can do with these aircraft is I can actually set them at a proper arc. So we'll do that. So what I'll do then is I'll have one plane out, one plane training, and the other resting. I think that makes sense. That does leave some spare, obviously 99, well 90 here, but I don't think that'll make much difference. I mean, I can set that to that and that'll be fine. I'll actually rest as well, make sure they do rest. Okay, so we'll set that arc on the map. What I want to quickly check then is, oh no, memento. So, right, F3 easy plane radius. So there we go, we can see here this is our actual radius of the aircraft. Move radius, so this would be the move radius, obviously if it was to move like that. Well, this is easier to see, so we'll have things set like this. So we can see here the limit. So what I'll do is I'll start over here. And end here. Have I set that up right? Oh, seems not. Okay, reset. Start here. End here. Perhaps I need to do it counterclockwise. I'm terrible at setting these things. Okay, set on map. Ah, right, okay. I think that's due to the amount of aircraft. Yeah, single plane can only cover so much area. That's a good point. Okay. So what we can do here then is... We'll leave them on random. How do we leave them on random? We'll leave them to search this area then. Right, so just reset that quickly. Set on map. Okay, so this is the area they will cover. Obviously, as we have more reconnaissance flights, we can actually... Well, reconnaissance planes, we can change that. It would be nice to fly some reconnaissance planes out of Kijo. So that's a good idea. Let's see then. So we do have... Now, these are Mabels. Yeah, it would be nice to increase the size of some of these reconnaissance squadrons. Using bombs. Okay. They'll do their training on the fly, really. Right, so we'll set this. Our shipping lane is really here, so what I want to do is cover a small area. So on that counterclockwise. There we go. Let's see here. I think the blue edges is for the morning search and green for the afternoon search. Okay. So blue is morning, afternoon. That's not too bad. I suppose at the end of the day, we can just have these things cross over then. But I think this will work out fine. So that's okay. We do have some extra float planes over here. Wish I could resize them. There we go. Now, of course, they have much shorter range here. Right, okay. So we have this area being patrolled. Oh, this is the area that will be searched. Just as one group here. I think we do obviously need these guys. Do I want to fly them from here, though? What is the aviation support? So we do have 22. Only 4 is required, however. I do have a feeling that perhaps if I fly them from Nagasaki, that might be worth more. As the end of the day, I'd be able to take the actual engineers in. Yeah, possibly in Korea out and send them to China. But no, they could even be sent to Kijo. I think we'll send them to Kijo instead. We will have reconnaissance aircraft in Japan that can cover the Straits of Shishima. So we'll have these guys transferred to Kijo. Then at least we can try and cover the Yellow Sea. Okay. Right, I think that was a little bit of a bug there. Okay. Reset. Right, transfer you to Kijo. Hello there, JV. How you doing, my friend? Restricted headquarters. May have to transfer them. Don't forget the hassle the Microsoft gave you along the home island southern coast. Yeah, that's very true. Okay. Well, what we'll do then is, it seems we can't transfer them without spending political points, is we'll have them just obviously keep an eye on the Tsushima Strait. End of the day, that's not bad. Okay, start over there, Nagasaki. And just end over here. Lovely. These float planes and reconnaissance planes are going to be worth their weight in gold. We do roughly have these areas covered then, so just going to quickly and roughly draw them on. So we have perhaps out to here. Actually. And there's another one kinda in here, probably a little bit further out. These guys are covering like this area-ish, maybe a little bit further up. So what I'll probably do then is, if I can in the future, get some planes at Kijo so we can actually have it covered over this way. The idea is we need to pay special attention to this area. If I continuously search the shipping lane, it's one of those, it's like, would we be better off obviously searching down this area? But I don't believe so. I think at the end of the day, we need good information along the shipping lanes, as then we can actually send out our hunter-killer groups and really identify them, really keep a good eye on them. Plus our planes will actually have more chances to attack them, which is always a good thing. Okay. We do have a good amount of search planes here, which is really very, very nice. Now, I do have these 2 planes in the reserve. I'm going to send them back to the reserve. At the end of the day, they're not going to be under much strain here. Nagasaki does have very good aviation support, so I'm going to make sure that they do, well, they are looked after. So I'll have them using bombs. Lots of planes here to be used. Now, they do have a truly fantastic range. Yeah, huge, 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 huge range. Right. To there. Hello there, troop. How you doing, my friends? Hi, indeed. I think I said that wrong. Let's click off that for the time being. Right, okay. I really wish I had like a protractor here just so I could see this. I wish this told you the actual degrees on here, that'd be fantastic. You're killing my social life. Good. Okay, maybe that we have too many planes on here. So let's see then. Set on map. Okay. I think what we'll do is we'll rein that range in. Right, that is a little bit better. Could probably get that down to about 9. Right, started there. Ended there, perhaps? Okay. Now, I do wonder what the black lines represent. I think that is just obviously there. We haven't restarted the game. What we're doing is we're doing a play-by-email game with the Historical Gamer. So I've spent the last 11 plus hours getting this ready. And I'm not even kidding about that. I wish I was kidding. I think it's becoming an actual problem. But we're nearly there. We're nearly at the end of this. Okay, when switches are black, that's day and night coverage. Alright, fantastic. I see then, we'll up the percentages here. Okay. Right, that's better. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So we got day and night coverage here. I think what we'll do then is... Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay. How does play by email work? What I'll do is obviously I'll have my save, and then I'll send that on to THG. He'll load it into his save. So he'll put it into his data folder, put it into the save folder, and then he'll load it up. And then there'll be a password, and I do believe... You know what, I'm just pretty sure that he'll have the option to play as... I think he sets it that he's playing as the allies. I'm pretty sure something like that. Okay, so we got that set. So we've got some pretty decent search patrols here. We'll be able to check that in the tracker next turn then to get the... Well, once we do have the next turn ready, we'll be able to see that information a hell of a lot clearer, which is going to be real nice. Okay, we'll go with about 70-30 then. Okay. Yeah, that works for me. Actually, yeah. Then again. Start out about here then, see where we end up. Okay, that's good then, so this will cover this area. Oops. Yeah, we'll stick to that then. This is where the problem is going to come from. Obviously, I'd like to have some flying in the opposite direction. Yeah, that works for me. I do have some fighter pilots over here. I'm going to set them to train. Send these guys back to the pool. There we go. Transport training, of course. Yeah, this isn't going to take us too long. Will you have ASW patrols when subs start appearing to supplement the ASW ship patrols? Yes, definitely. What we're doing here is we're looking through the Japanese airfields now. So I'm going to see what I have available. The appropriate aircraft will be sent to ASW patrols. And we do have this area, well, it's going to be relatively well reconnoitered, I can't remember the correct word is. But this area will be covered by reconnaissance fairly well. So what I'll do is I'll throw some ASW patrols in here as well. We are going to launch a air raid against Manila. Ideally, damage and sink as many submarines as actually possible, ideally. So that should help us out significantly if it does go ahead correctly. Which I do hope for. Okay, you're going to continue to train on escort. I'll have you train sweep, actually. So down to 1,000 feet. There we go. Now, I do have some valves over here. Yeah, they do obviously need... Yeah, reconnoitered. Reconnoitered. I get so tongue-tied sometimes. Okay, we'll send these planes back to the pool. I don't have many planes in the pool, so sending these back will be a good idea. Okay, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to transfer you to Nagasaki. There we go. ASW Patrol. Or can I have you... Right. Would be better having them train ASW than just having them fly out there. They need pretty good experience. So we'll have them fly about 1,000 feet. But they will be training. Pretty much continuously now. That might be the best way to actually use our... Wow, that's a lot of aircraft. That is actually a lot of aircraft. Good grief. Yeah, what I'm thinking is that might be the best way to actually use our ASW patrols. Until we really start seeing submarines out there, is perhaps just have them on training. So at the end of the day, they are obviously going to build up their experience, ideally in anticipation of any enemy submarines. Will they be able to react a hell of a lot better? So at least that's something to do with them, rather than just having them flying out there where they might actually gain any experience. And I could divide that unit, which I'm very tempted to, actually. I do think that is actually a good idea. We'll leave that squadron from the time being. I'll see what else I have available. Actually, we have a decent amount of float planes here. I do need more. Right, escort and training. Might be good to have a squadron, so half the squadron patrol the Tsushima Strait, and the other half might be able to patrol down here. Then again, I do need to cover this area, so I think what we'll do then is we'll divide that squadron and we'll have them cover the southern coast of Japan. So divide that unit. Okay, so I'm going to transfer you. Let's take a look first, actually, if I go and take a look at these bases into the south. Air capacity 4 was your aviation support. I could have them fly from Osaka, to be fair. 42 aviation support. Was it over here? Hella good. Hella good. No. What I need to do then is really just limit the amount of air bases I'm actually using in Japan. So for what I'll do is I'll have the amount of aviation support required, and then we'll move spare engineers out to the rest of the Empire. Did you remember to save your industrial cities to stockpile resources? Yes. Yes. So, let's see here. Then again, I might have actually... Alright, resource storage, yes. Okay. I'll double check, but I'll make sure I might have missed some of the major cities. I think I set Tokyo, Osaka, so I can set Nagoya. What I'll do is I'll look for centers with heavy industry. Yeah, so you have heavy industry here. So I'll do that then. We'll finish our patrols, then we'll quick check that, and then we can get on with the rest of the show. Oh boy. Okay. Transfer you to Nagasaki. Quite short ranged, aren't you? Oops. Okay, so you do have very short range. So what we'll do then is we'll just have you cover Nagasaki. Oh, then again, I could have you cover this area, but well, you'll be covering Nagasaki anyway. Right, we'll start here. Yeah, so we'll change that. I think that'll be okay. In fairness, what we'll do here then is let's take a look. So aviation support is really good, but I need to move this aviation support out of here. I should make much use of it. Yeah, definitely. You do provide a hell of a lot of aviation support. as well as naval support. So that's very, very good. They can't be moved, however. So that's not too bad. I can keep these reconnaissance planes here then. That's no issue. Right, set them all to that, and then obviously we can change things out. You may also want to consider the shipping lane approaches to the islands for your longer range patrols if you have the spare planes to do so. That is very true. I mean, I could patrol like down the East China Sea. What I'm anticipating is the fact of it's one of those. We know the submarines will be approaching from that area. We know they will be coming. The convoys will have destroyers in there. There will be free-flowing ASW patrols. So I think rather than see what's coming in each patrol, what we already know is the actual target area. I suppose in terms of Japanese convoy defense, it's like we know our shipping lanes, so we know where to look. The enemy will of course know where to look as well, so it's one of those, if I can't intercept it on the way in and do something, then I'd rather keep my resources concentrated in a smaller area, perhaps. But we also have much time to work these tactics out finer. And I think concentrating in this area here, really having it, lit up. Yeah, I mean coming from the open ocean. That's very true. If I do have spares, I will try to do something like that. Of course, I will have to keep an eye out and see what is coming from the north. I think the north as well I'll be watching mostly. Like, to the Aleutian Isles and Sakhalin, basically. Okay, now with you. We'll have you watch this area. I do know what... I really do not want enemy submarines coming in here. So we'll have that counterclockwise. Yep, that actually is a little bit so... Up. There we go, that's perfect. The other group can cover the other approach. Oops, over the way. Okay, I think that'd be good. So we'll have the approaches covered here and here. No, it seems like we do not have as much aviation support here as I would like. Yeah, seems here. So what I could do then is actually, rather than just waste them here, is I could have these aircraft transferred to Hiroshima, where the aviation support is actually pretty good. While you always have the same date, 7th of December. Mostly because we haven't started the turn. Well, this is still turn 0 technically. We've been doing around 11 to 12 hours. I suppose coming up to 12 hours, definitely 12 hours now. Preparatory work. We've done so very much, and we are getting close to the end. This should be the final session. And then what I'll do is I'll save this, pass this onto THG, he will input his moves, and the game will begin in earnest. The hunt will be on. Okay, so I'm going to transfer these guys over to Hiroshima. Do I go for ground attack? This is why I'll be looking at the tracker next time to figure out where, well, what pilots we need set in to train to what skills, how many, that sort of thing. We'll train both of these in ground attack. I'm going to lose a lot of planes in that sort of mission role anyway, so that's probably not a bad idea. So there we go, support size. That's good to see. Okay. Same, you can transfer to Hiroshima. Yeah, it's it's a lot. We've done convoys, we've looked at the cargo ships, we've looked at industry. Still a little bit of industry to do. We spent a while on R&D, and I'm still not particularly happy with R&D. I think what I need to do is obviously figure out what we need to concentrate on. So I've got a lot of R&D that's effectively wasted at the moment, as there's planes that we are going to be looking at. But to be honest, a lot of the R&D is years away anyway, so it's not wasting anything because it's not even going to be activated as of yet, so it's not too bad. Okay, naval such is what I want you to train in. Okay, so we'll have you transfer to Hiroshima too. What I'm going to be looking for then is to take as many engineers out of Japan as I do dare. So I'll have them concentrated in a few select bases. So that means I'll have more engineers spare, as I don't need to cover as many bases. Okay. Let's see here then. Aviation support required 39. Yeah, we'll have that in abundance. Right. I think I'll have them. What is the actual aviation support here? 214. That is provided by a static base force. That's fantastic. That would make a very good air base. Osaka has a base force too. Okay. So yeah, that's great. We'll have them fly from here then. Is it not Kobe? We do have 14 over here. You do have that, okay. I think what would be like, well, worth doing is then having these planes from Kobe transferred over to Osaka. Okay, we'll do that then. Osaka. Actually, then again, doesn't have that much support. But it should be able to handle them nonetheless. Ah, okay. So I was mistaken the airfield for over here. Osaka can handle that anyway. Okay, let's see. You're pretty decent range. Is there a way to set up a forward search station on the Torishima Island base? Right, Hiroshima all the way down here. I'd have to send some engineers down there. They'd have to be supplied and in combat mode. But that's not a bad idea, really. Not a bad idea. I could drop some supplies off there. And that's actually something to consider. Definitely something to consider in the future, and we do have the spare planes for it, really. Okay. Have you trained on reconnaissance? Did you go over your grand strategy for the war in one of the earlier videos? I've been going over it more or less, but what we will be doing then is, in this session, we'll be really going on to it. As at the end of the day, this is the session where we do decide it. So it's the best one to really be in, to be fair. Okay, now Surge. 70-30 is what we're going with. Oops. Actually. Ah, nice. Right click and I think, how much was that? Adds 30, okay. Well, that's great. Righto. So I want to try, well, I want to search out this way. Nice wide arc. So we'll have that on counterclockwise, really. Yeah, that'll do. that'll work. Okay. Do have a couple of planes over here. What I'll do then is I can try to transfer them. Can I transfer them to Kijo? No. I think I'd have to change their actual command. Whoa. Can I transfer you to Fusan? No. Okay. What we'll do then instead with this is we'll have you transfer then. It's not taking me to New Zealand. I think I'll have you transfer to Tokyo. Yeah, we'll transfer to Tokyo. Do have planes over here in Nagoya. What do we actually have? We have one reconnaissance squadron. Quite a large reconnaissance squadron at that. What are they like? Naval search, reconnaissance. They're obviously much better reconnaissance. I'm going to keep them training reconnaissance. Actually about 10,000 feet. I actually know about 6,000. Keep them training there. And this is it. I need to keep continuously training pilots throughout the war. Otherwise, we are really going to be reaching a point where we lack pilots. So I don't have that many squadrons really available for much else. But we'll see what we have. Right, so I do have some G4M1s. B5N1Ks, D3A1 Vals, A5M4s. We do have some H6s. Not many, only 2 of them really. Okay. A lot of Kates actually. Quite a lot of Kates. Rather intriguing actually. Rather intriguing. I mean, these are really good. One second, guys. Okay, I'm back. Right then. Let's see, naval torpedoing. Really quite good. I think we'll just continue. I mean, this is actually a really good squadron to train, obviously, this skill in. So train naval attack. It doesn't matter the altitude for torpedoes, but we'll set it to that. Okay, so we do have plenty of float planes here, with some nice reserves. Do have some level bombers as well, G4Ms. I think what I need to do is really have these guys obviously on training. What are their pilots actually quite good at? Naval bombing and ground bombing. They're actually pretty good. Naval torpedo. They're actually rather intriguing like that. Now that is intriguing. I'll have them train on naval attack. Same for these guys. These guys are obviously going to be training on naval attack, but obviously from a different altitude. For dive bombing, let's see, what do I need it at? So for naval bomb, yeah, 1,000 to 10,000. I'll go for about 1,000. Well, we'll keep it about 10,000. Okay, these patrol planes. I can't resize this. Right, have you changed to bombs? It may be just worthwhile having them on a random arc, to be honest. We'll see. We'll leave them on random. So go for 50-50. Yeah, I'll just leave them on 50-50. Okay, see you in a few minutes, Evelynson. That's a really accurate measure of time. Okay. Clockwise. Well, counterclockwise, sorry. Okay, cover that area. Then I'll do just fine. Ended about there as well. Okay. Yep, and these guys are on training. Well, they will be set to training, of course. Okay, so we finished that airfield. What is the actual aviation support? Aviation support's pretty damn good. You do have a base force that can't be moved. 2 bases forces that can't be moved, so that's fine. Okay, Tokyo itself. I do need to find some aircraft available for ASW. Quite a few nades. I do have some Sondias. Only 3 search aircraft. So all the fighters are the same. The level bombers, it's 9 of them. I think what I'll do then is I'll have them on training. We'll obviously have them on ASW training. I think what we'll do then is we'll go back over here. And I'm going to choose my... I think the Kates could do really well. That's actually... Yeah, we'll have this as an ASW squadron. I think at the end of the day, there's a significant amount of them. So I'll have them trained, but then it gets a bit of a waste of torpedo-capable aircraft to be using bombs. Their range isn't that great. So no, we'll have them continue to use torpedoes and train on torpedoes. The level bombers, however, will be an ASW squadron. There's 12 of them, but that's an okay amount. Their range is superb. Up to 25 hexes, I do believe. Yeah, 21 hexes. So that's really good. So they do obviously have quite high endurance, these aircraft. Decent number of them, so we'll have them as an ASW squadron. So what I'll do is I'll transfer them out to Nagasaki. There we go, they go to Nagasaki. What do we have here, then? Some search planes. Okay, Tokyo does need to be obviously patrol. 1 is damaged. Okay. Maybe use cheap aircraft in the ASW realm, save the good stuff for more important stuff. There's a good reason for that. I mean, I do understand why you say that. And we do have this covered out quite nicely. But I think we need some decent aircraft. But I don't think we need too many of them. Actually, what I'll do here is I'll transfer this squadron out to Iwaki. And again, there's not many of them, so let's see. These will probably do better Iwaki, so I'll have them transfer to Iwaki. Then again, these are Kates, aren't they? So I'll put them back into the pool. There we go. These planes back into reserve. Transfer you to Iwaki. Air capacity 2. Let's have a quick look. Actually, no, I can go back in here, so... right. Transfer to base. So I'm looking for Iwaki. Right, Iwaki is actually really decent for support. So we'll have you transfer there, unless I'm looking at the wrong base here. We'll have a quick look. No, it's actually pretty good for aviation. That's pretty nice to see then. Nice, nice. Okay. Now there's not many of them, but I'll obviously have them on an arc if I can. Counterclockwise. Better to leave them on random, I guess. So reset arc, just have them on random. Okay. Good view patrol aircraft here. Though I am running pretty low on reconnaissance aircraft. Right, these Claudes. Trained on escort. Torpedo bombers. These are going to come in very handy. I'll have you train as ASW. Using bombs. There we go. Glad I have UPS for my computer. Yeah. Oh man. How is the hurricane going? I mean, has it made landfall? I think it's made landfall, hasn't it? I do hope you're alright, dude. Okay. Set the arc. Reduce the range by about 5, I think. Yeah, that's much better. That'll do the job. Right, we do have another few float planes here. What I'll do is I'll have them transfer. Shiro has no aviation support. So we'll keep them here at Ominato. Ominato has... Where's Ominato? How strange. Not seen it. I guess that's because they're already here, aren't they? Okay, so we are looking at... for aviation support. Decent enough. Decent enough. That's pretty manageable. Over here we have 000. Yeah, so it's not even worth transferring the plane over here because obviously they're going to become... Well, they're going to be broken down after time. Actually, that's not bad. So we're covering there, and we're covering down there to the south, which is also covering Awaki, and that, covering a decent amount of that sea lane. So that's okay. We'll go with that then. Okay. Now, we do need more search planes. So what I'll do is when I have some available, I'll have some transferred over here. In fairness, it might even be worth transferring some from here. Yeah, you can be transferred to the north. I need Wakanai. This is where it ends, okay. We'll take a look manually then, see what we can find. No aviation support. I could send some aviation support over here to the north. Air capacity is only 1 though. Yes. We'll have to do that, otherwise we won't be able to get anything. Hakatati Fortress, Air Defense Regiment, 7th Division. Wow, need to transfer you out. I do have you here, actually. You do have a decent airfield as well. That'll do. That'll definitely do. Okay, so you can be transferred to Bihorul. Bihorul. Right, fantastic. So that'd be 6 search planes all the way in the north. Ah, right. Unreachable due to weather, perhaps. Okay. So I'll have you transferred to Ominato, and then we'll transfer you further to the north. Maybe due to the poor weather. Finally made landfall this morning. It's on a more southwesterly course than the original forecast. Again, wind and rain, but the major stuff is to the south of me. Well, that's really good, my dude. I hope you're okay. It's an awful situation. I do hope everybody will be alright. I mean, it's a sad thing, but there's going to be deaths are coming. And that's not nice. I just hope everything goes well. Okay. But that is the ASW patrol setup. That's our float planes patrol setup and training in Japan itself done. So superb. Now we'll move on to China. Which frankly there's not a huge amount to do. And the rest of the search aircraft could be really set to random in other locations. So you already set, aren't you? Yep, we've already said this. Brilliant. Here I needed some random. I think I'm pretty happy with actually keeping it on random for every other search planes across the Empire. Due to the fact that we really don't have too much. So what we'll do then, well, too many locations where we have to keep an eye on, as we don't have that luxury elsewhere. So what I'll do then is we'll go through to the major industrial centres and make sure that we have them set to stockpile resources. Okay. Nagoya. Stockpile resources, yep. Yokohama. Kobe. Fukuoka. And again, I don't think I need... I think only the largest ones. Then, I think only 200 and above. Nagasaki will be receiving resources, same as Fukuoka, so I think they'll be fine. But we have the major centres actually designated as resource storage, so they should be fine. But we'll keep an eye on that, really, and make the best of it. Okay, so now we'll start to talk about major strategy. This is where it gets made, well, rather interesting. Okay, so we'll go with red. Now, what we have to do here, then, is I'm actually going to need the terrain, though. So what we need to be considering here, then, is we need this city above all else. So this is the major priority. The secondary priority is just the fact of clearing this rail line. I absolutely need this clear. And that is going to be a mighty hard task, considering that we have plenty of Chinese units behind the lines that I do have to deal with rather quickly. And that is going to take me some time, considering the sheer amount of them. Over here as well needs to be taken. So what we need to do then in China is, we'll just draw things on here, just to make things easier. We will be launching a priority attack towards the city here to take control of this rail line. Then what we will be doing is we'll be launching attacks from the Shanghai area, as well as, I don't have the troops here to move very quickly, but I could use riverine transport potentially. But we will be launching attacks in this area to seize these cities. And just in general, complete our control of this area. The next priority after that is to take control of the Changsha area as well. So these cities over here have a lot of resources. And that is what we need. Kukong would be nice. Ideally we need these railroads. The strategy in China is rather simple, to be honest. As the vast majority of China is effectively useless to me. And I know it sounds really anticlimactic, but that really is reality. China is a meat grinder, and we've got a lot of the good stuff already. So we'll have to try our best to take the rest, sorry. Okay. So I think what I'll do then is I'll set up my air orders. Then again, would it be better? I think we'll do ground, then naval. We'll get things going like that. Probably a decent way to do things. Ground should be the quickest, as obviously it's not that much. Naval's going to take quite a long time. Air isn't going to take too long. Okay, so we have a good amount of firepower in Manchuria, so we need to make use of that. What I'm going to do here is, can I move the 7th Division? So them to strategic redeployment. Ideally, I'd like them to get to Nagasaki, but that doesn't seem like it's possible. Could I move them to Hakodate? So I'll have them move to Hakodate. Then we'll have to have some transport to move out here to move them from Hakodate. Now, what size port is Hakodate? Hakodate is 6. Okay, so that's the best port to do. So we'll have the 7th Division redeployed over here, where they can make the most use of. What we'll do then is we'll go through Japan and move our engineers. Right, shipping engineers we do need here. Okay, that's fine by me. Let's see. Plus 13. Right, so I can move that engineer. So we'll have you move to Nagasaki. Infantry group move to Tokyo. Right, plenty of infantry here. What I'll do then is, let's see, we have the 24th Infantry, so 16th and 24th. These are actually pretty experienced troops, so we'll have them move to Tokyo as well. At the end of the day, I don't need to really worry about a land invasion of Japan. Not for a long time. So these units will be moved to Tokyo. Is this in Iwaki? I do need that base force to remain there. But can I get away with moving the extra troops? Most certainly. So you provide 21. Right, yes, okay, that's good. So we'll have these engineers sent to Nagasaki. Okay. Infantry group over here. This base force, can it be transferred? No. Okay. So I'll move the infantry group to Tokyo. I'm moving them to Tokyo because at the end of the day, this is where we're going to be drawing our troops from. I will try to have the 7th Division sent to China potentially, or even to the Philippines, or elsewhere just in general. We do have plenty of forces from Manchuria to send into China, but we're sending most of our forces to Tokyo as they can be sent out to Pacific Islands. At least that's the idea. I'd like to concentrate the amount of infantry I have available to me in Tokyo. There we go. Right, so we have the decent number of Air Force units here. What do I actually require? Right, I'll leave them here considering I need 57. I do feel like it'd be worthwhile transferring these AA units out of here. Actually, I'll keep them in Tokyo because I could use them across the Pacific. Okay. Naval base force. So you do provide a hell of a lot of support there. I do have you. Let's see. Right, you are required to stay there. Actually, no. This engineering unit can be moved out. So we'll have you sent to Nagasaki. I'm going to need these engineers in China and Malaya, just in general, the East Asian sphere. These are some big guns. Might as well make use of them. Well, you certainly can be moved down. Plenty of AA. Have you moved? So what we're doing here is we're moving all these engineers. We're going to really make the absolute most of them. Right, I do have the 52nd Division. Now that's going to be interesting. Do I have them transferred to China? I don't think another division in China is going to make a real difference. Ideally, I'd like to have them transferred to the Philippines, or indeed to Malaya. I think to Malaya would be the best bet. At the end of the day, I do need to take Singapore ASAP, so they're going to be destined for Malaya. Taking Singapore is a major concern, so I'll send you to Nagasaki. I am going to start your planning for Singapore, ideally. By the time they get down there, they should be good to go for that. Or is that wise? Yeah, I think that's wise. By the time we get down there, I think it probably approaching that area, give or take. It's going to take them some time to move down there anyway. So, the plan built up, we can always transfer it elsewhere. We'll just have to see what we do take beforehand. Right, shipping engineers here. Definitely move these guys. Okay, what I need to see here then is... naval support 236. 74. And 56. So we'll move you to Fukuoka. From Nagoya. There we go. First Air Division. Hey Snake, how you do, my friend? I'm pretty good. How are you, my friend? The stream's going well. We've really completed the pilot training for now. We are just setting up the engineers in Japan itself and where they're going to be moved. So we are getting things really rolling. And ideally we will get this finished off today. Right, you can't be moved. I'm just going through Japan at the moment. Okay, let's move this infantry group to... Move them to Nagasaki. So we have 4th Division and 53rd Division. So potentially we have a lot of forces that we could really move out of Japan. Which is fine. I can't transfer forces out of China, but I can transfer forces from elsewhere in Japan. So we'll have these guys move to Nagasaki. So Nagasaki is going to be a major area for troop activity. And at the end of the day, I think that's fine, because we do have plenty of, well, naval defences, air defences there. Okay, 54th Division here as well, at Kobe. I'll have this division transferred to, yeah, again to Nagasaki. I think then this is actually closest to the deployment zones. Transfer this base force, sorry, this engineer unit to Nagasaki. But again, it might even be worth transferring these divisions, well, landing these divisions down here in the sort of the coastline. But I don't think that'd be the best way to use them. Can I move you, or do I have to transport you via ship? Okay, I'd have to transfer you via ship. That's fine. There we go. There we go. Right, I can't move these guys. Oh, can I move that naval base force? No. Ah, that's a shame. You can be moved. To Nagasaki you go. Yeah, there's plenty of engineers that can be moved here. So this could be a good way to use our APDs, really get them moving pretty damn quickly. Right, shipping engineers, we'll have them moved. Naval support 36, so we'll have them transferred to Shimanaski. Shimanaski, how the hell do you say it? Air Force engineers can be transferred here. Right, these naval HQs. Do I move them? Can I move them? That's the question. Right, static. They can be moved. Combined Fleet Headquarters. I mean, this is actually really quite good. We could have them transferred, and their naval support would be real use. Ah, thank you there, Snake. That means a lot, dude. Nah, it really does, man. Right, we'll keep them here at Hiroshima for the time being. Okay. Move you. Right, so we've actually managed to mobilize another 4 divisions in China. Well, in Japan. I almost said in China then. Yes, another 4 divisions within Japan itself. That's really good. We already have 33rd Division here, so what's that, like 5 divisions? So I'm going to move in the vast majority of my troops out of Japan. But I think that is certainly worthwhile. I could use these troops to really speed up the invasion of Malaya, and that is where they're going to be going. I think if I overwhelm the Allied forces there of THG, I think that's going to be the best bet. This is a lot of troops. Okay, keep that Air Force Engineer Squadron there, well, Engineer Group there. Okay, so we've been through the vast majority of Japan, and that's pretty much done. I might have missed a few units, but I shouldn't have missed too many. We're going to send shipping engineers to Fukuoka, Shimanoeski, how the hell you say it. So these guys are going to receive good support. I might even consider moving the naval headquarters from Hiroshima to Nagasaki, to be fair. I think that's probably a good move. Or even, I could have them transferred, I could have some naval engineers transferred over here. We'll see. Right, so now, what I need to do is go through Korea and Manchuria. I do like these AA. Okay, so I do have engineers, reconnaissance, artillery. These are very good. Attached to the Korean headquarters, I think. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave these units in Korea. Do I? What is the garrison requirement? That is a 1. Okay, superb. Right, we'll transfer out the armoured. Let's see, to transfer you to Anyang, perhaps? Okay, we'll transfer you to Anyang. So I need you to transfer army headquarters to the North China area? Yeah, the North China area. So is that under the Kwantung? Well, look, yeah, Kwantung Army. And that's under the China Expeditionary Army. Okay. So transfer you to the China Expeditionary Army. North China area. There we go. How much did that just cost me? Wow, that's a lot. Okay, I don't want to be doing that. That's a lot. By the way, maybe use the 16th or 24th or 7th divisions either to take allied small islands or to reinforce the Philippines invasion. Yeah, that's what they're going to be destined for. Wow, I use a lot of political points there. I'm not happy about that. I'm going to leave these engineers here as they... Do they offer any naval support? 24, yeah, so we'll keep them here. The infantry can be transferred out. Okay, the artillery. th Division will be transferred. I can't transfer too much out of here just in case, but I can transfer a lot of these base forces, ideally. Yeah, like you can be transferred, no issues. Could I have you transfer to Kaifeng? I could have you transfer to Kaifeng. Okay, let's look for what might be a decent airfield over here in the north. Air capacity 3. But I can't get to you. 3. Tsingtao is actually looking pretty good so far. Okay, we'll have them transfer to Tsingtao. The reasoning for that is I can make use of this for my bombers. I'll have the fighters keep up close and then the bombers use from range. Then I can transfer them to elsewhere where they're needed. Right, this base force is static. Right, battalions. We'll be transferring a lot of aviation support here, so I think it might be actually worthwhile to use Tsingtao as a good solid airbase. 29th Division. With these engineers. I mean, I'd like to build Anyang up into an actual base as well. Right, Mukden. It does have a garrison requirement, so I might... Yeah, I can't actually move the 29th out of here. That's a shame. So we'll keep 29th here then. What I'll have to do then is transfer some extra forces, so let's see, to Mukden to make up that difference in the garrison. Lots of artillery here. Lots and lots of artillery. Awesome. Right, here we go. They're going to transfer to Anyang. Now I'm going to limit myself in the way I use artillery. So what I'll do is I'll have 2 independent artillery regiments to support a division per division, and we'll move like that. I don't want to like Death Star artillery THG in China, so I'll try and play it a little bit more fair. But I'll move these guys out that way. Base force can stay here. We'll make things more interesting as well, obviously, as I'll have to be a little bit more smart, well, smart in how I use my forces. Okay, let's move this infantry regiment down to Mukden so I can actually transfer these other troops out. And then we go get a division moving. Transfer these armoured vehicles. Yeah, we'll have to pay special attention to the weather as well as the Manchukuo division. I'll leave these troops here in Manchukuo. As well as the terrain. What do you think about attacking Pearl Harbor ground troops at the start of the campaign? I'd get butchered. Absolutely butchered beyond belief. I'd not have the capability to do so. I mean, the thing is, it's like, I could do a lot of damage, obviously, with Kidabutai. And I could keep, even if I kept Kidabutai in the area, it'd take me so very long to actually mobilize the sheer amount of troops. I'd have to use multiple divisions. I'd have to use every single battleship to really, like, bomb the living hell out of it. It's a great idea, but I think it cost me the campaign. I think it'd be too risky. But I know what you're saying, man. Actually, I do need some aviation support here, don't I? So I do need to be careful about that. But I admire your gusto, my friend. Man, there's a lot of troops here. Okay, these construction guys are really, really handy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send them down to these ports to have them expanded sooner. So you'll be sent to Fusan. Okay, road construction, so you're going to Fusan. I'll send you to Fusan as well. What I'll do is I'll concentrate my effort in the port expansion at Fusan. Then at least I can actually have my resources transferred to Fusan, so I can move significantly faster. So yeah, and it's closer to Japan, of course. We'll have them transferred to Fusan. Plenty of troops here. Engineer regiment. Yeah, you know, you know what they say. He who dares wins. Aye, very true. Have you moved to Fusan as well? Yes, I'm not transferring all my troops in Manchuria, as I do need to bear in mind the play-by-email rules that we've set about moving too many troops. Oh, so I don't want to be leaving my garrison too low. Right, 36th Division. There's a small garrison requirement there, so I'll have some troops sent from... Let's see. I'll have some sent from over here, actually. That cavalry... Sorry, that infantry. So I'm moving to Mukden. We'll have you moved. Right, we'll have you moved over here. Bam 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 bam. You'll definitely fill that requirement. Right, we do have 14th Division over here, so I'm going to have them transferred. Okay. And that's it for the transfers in Manchuria. Unless I can find something else, like Tank Regiment, for example. I do have a lot of these base forces, actually. Let's see. Basically, what I'm trying to do here is I'm not going to go overboard. I don't want to, like, take the mickey with THG. So we'll not move huge amounts of forces. So I'll have the 10th Division move down to Fusan, actually. You know what, actually, cancel that. You stay here. I'll have the arm moved into China. Heavy artillery. Yeah, it's quite heavy. Move these vehicles. I do need to make the most of my armor, actually. Right, these engineers. I do really need to speed up the construction at Fusan. Road construction, definitely. Okay. So I'll leave that then for the actual transfers there. I hope you guys aren't too mad. Do you think we'll make it to episode 0.9? Well, I mean, we're about 1.5 hours in here. Sorry, 1 hour and 50 minutes in. But things are being done. It's not that long left until we are actually doing the turn. And I think we'll get to a sole point. I think the end point will be about 3 hours here for the stream, possibly. Then I'll do the rest of the things in my own time. But we should be good to go soon enough. It's not going to take as long now. Okay, they need to remain in this area. Armor, you mean can boxes. Pretty much, my dude. I should keep you here. I don't want to move too much artillery as I'll not have enough divisions. That's a little bit tight, isn't it? Right, the North China areas. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take your objective over here to Qingchao. Now, set the same over here for this headquarters. I do need to make more use of my headquarters this time round. Okay, plenty of forces here. I think what I'll do then is I'll actually transfer them out. Namely to these bases on the front lines. And again, I could do with some engineers up there. Need to take this. Right. So just have you move up to the front. These guys can stay here. Lots of horses here. I mean, I'd be... There's some resources there, but I'm not gonna lie. It might actually be worthwhile to head out and take that base. I know it sounds like madness, but it's probably... yeah, those resources do make a difference. There we go. Okay, have you on reconnaissance? Have it on random. This cavalry will be quite good. They should be able to move pretty quickly to deal with forces like this. Actually, I could have them transfer strategically here. Okay. Have both of these cavalry brigades chase this unit down. There we go. Chase the enemy. Right. So what we need to do then in China is we need to mobilize our forces. Really have them dedicated. There's plenty of Chinese forces here for us to chase down. Right, 600 troops, we can destroy that quite easily. So, deliberate attack. I could, you know what, I think I'll just go with a shock attack. I think we'll be able to overwhelm them. They need to remain. You have to stay there to guard that. Now I could break you up. No, that does need more forces. What do we have here? We do have 116th Division, so I'll have you move out. You could head this way to deal with that force. It's only a small force, so it shouldn't take us too long. And then again, would it be worth it to actually just transfer these troops over here? You know what? I'll transfer them down that way. have you head towards Nanchang. Do you have a base force here? What is the actual garrison requirement of Anking? 40. The SNLF... Let's have a look. So yeah, they'll remain here. This base force will remain... actually, I'd rather move it out. Just don't let your army units get ganked by 100k strong Chinese army corps. Right, we'll have you transferred to Hankow. Actually, I do have a port here, so I could do that by a riverine transport, which is a good idea. So, the riverine transport over the way over here, they can move up. So, they can land at Anking, and then they can move up the river. Riverine transport is going to be really quite important. Okay. Not many troops there. China will suck if the defender is smart and uses superior numbers as well. Oh, he's going to fight me. He's going to really put up a massive, well, a big ass fight. But we'll overwhelm him. Through sheer firepower. Right, have these troops transfer up that way. Not many of them, actually. Nonetheless, it should be fine. Actually, don't do that because you'll end up assaulting them. So actually head here and meet up with the other troops on their way. Right. Do some SNLF here. So I could do actually transfer in a new garrison force as well. Oh, let's see. Yeah, we do need some SNLF. Sorry, garrison forces to cover these forces. So we can actually move the SNLF out. Okay, I do have a naval guard. RGC division. What is the garrison requirement here? 280. Well, the 15th division... right, capital brigade. Let's see. What can I afford to transfer out of here? Let's see. Can I move that division out? I think that is certainly the question. So let's figure that one out. Yeah, I could afford to move the 15th Division out. That's good. You mean like the Germans use their superior numbers and quality against the Soviets? They did pretty well. I mean, all things considered, considering the fact that they were against superior numbers, they did really well. But that was down to really the forces on the ground making very good decisions. Just they did fight a good war. Like, the actual commanders did do very well. And then, yeah, look what happens when you're overwhelmed. And obviously that's as simple as hell. Super generalized. But I'd say a lot of the success in the German campaign was really down to the actual commanders in the field. Other decisions as well. Equipment being useful as well. I mean, the fact that German tanks actually had radio was very good. Might be safe if your troops concentrate them into a few stronger formations. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to basically create armies. So we're going to march this division up north to Pengpu, as obviously we can't move it elsewhere. We can't move it strategically, as they're blocking the rail line. So they'll move north. I do have the China Expeditionary Army headquarters over here. So I'll issue this as the planning. Okay, what do we have here? Shanghai. Ooh, this is quite limited. Would be nice to move out the 21st Division. Right, 13th Army. Okay, you are controlling the forces at Canton. Are you under 13th Army? So you're under... so we have 16th Army, Southern Army. Okay, what we'll do then is we'll go here. Southern Army. There's a lot of naval construction that does need moving out of here. Hell of a lot. Okay, we do have 23rd Army. Yeah, he's a very good commander. Okay, so we'll be mobilizing forces into... Wow, forces will be pouring into China. We'll be using them quite effectively. Indeed. Once we get the ball moving over here, and once we have access to the rail line to be used properly, we'll be able to do a lot. Okay. I'm going to start building fortifications in these areas. How do I start building fortifications? That's good fortifications. I think here, Hankow is certainly an area to build fortifications. Definitely, it's a key city. I do have 40th Division, 6th Division, and 3rd Division here at Wuchang. That is quite impressive. If I transfer another force here, I could satisfy the garrison requirement. But what I'm thinking here is... And I could make an advance on Changsha, but I don't think we'd have the troops for that. But if I do put it... I do need to put up a fight here. I'll transfer one of these divisions down to the south. So I'll take 3rd Division. You'll start marching to Nanchang. I do want you to plan your objective as Kanshian. I don't think he'll let us spend that. I do need to protect this area. If I can move reinforcements via Riverine, that will certainly be a key factor. Okay. Let's build some fortifications here. So I do need a small garrison requirement. Yeah, what we could do here then is, what I'm thinking, is I transfer some troops up here to the north, so we actually really do hold down that line. So I'll have this infantry regiment move to the north, so we can have full control of that road. It can be contested, but we will control it fully. Then what I'll do is I'll move some reinforcements. What I want to do is I really want to try and take control of this area, as that would give me quite the shortcut into the Changsha area, potentially. Possibly, but it's terrible terrain to move through. But I do need to try and take control of this area. I do need to be very assertive. But things will follow very slowly. As far as ground movements go, there's not a huge amount. I'll fortify Nanchang as well. And again, that is precious use of supplies, but it is a forward operating base. I do have the 39th Division there. Okay, the Naval Guard can stay. What I'll do with the 39th is... I'm going to send the 39th on their way down here to the south. Yeah. Okay. Transfer of our temporary division just to here. Just to the end of the day, it's going to add some extra troops, would be worthwhile in my opinion. But we are trying to really mass our forces. Okay, so we do have the RGC division and the armoured car. Do I have some engineers? Not spare, not at the moment. Okay, so I think when it comes to China now, it's going to be really up to the air forces. Ooh, I forgot about you. Right, 61st Sentai. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer you to Tsingtao. Oh, I can't actually, so we'll have you on training. Oh, that's a shame. Ah, well. Right reconnaissance will be set at random. Let's make the best use of our air forces then, shall we? Obviously these are our search planes. Let's see. I think I'm over-taxing my aviation support here. What I'll do then is I'll have my fighters potentially assigned to Wujiang. Wujiang has no aviation support, however. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll transfer my bombers to either Tsingtao or Shanghai. Shanghai has 49 aviation support. Nanking has 0. Well, I'm going to need them to assault Changchao, so the level bombers will be moved to Tsingtao. Yeah, move them to Tsingtao. And again, these guys don't have the largest range. We'll transfer them anyway. Right, transfer to Tsingtao. You will be set to attack these forces here in the field. Okay. What do I have here? So these guys are going to set to random. Right, so you're an escort. The level bombers are going to target Hong Kong. Set you to search Hong Kong. Ideally we'll gain a good idea what's going on there. Okay. So these guys are all moving? Fantastic. I do need supplies to really flow down there. I do have... What do we have here? These are level bombers. Strangely set to reconnaissance. What we'll do then is we'll have these guys set to help out in the attack on Hong Kong. Do they have the range for that? No. Okay. We'll have to transfer them. Canton has plenty of aviation support, actually. Do you have some Mabels? They're on naval search. Right, transfer you to Canton. Lovely jubbly. I mean, the thing is, you don't fight the enemy where they're strong. That's a really not a quite a good idea. Right, let's hit Hong Kong hard. Okay. Now, things are flowing pretty quickly now. Plenty to be done here, however. So let's see, transport. That's some very good capacity. Have you in here? Troop capacity is what I'm interested in. What ships are these? These are the Aidens. Okay. Right, that'll do. Do I have any APDs? No. Any destroyers to escort? I do have 2 torpedo boats, so I will put those in an escort. There we go. Okay. Almost a transport one. What we'll do then is we'll load some troops. So shipping engineers. Naval construction. No, not you. Load troops only. That's a big unit. Okay. Load of these construction units. These are the guys I need. Use minimum ships. Superb. Okay. So they're going to load up these transports. Sorry, load onto these transports. Then what I'll do is I'll have them transfer to Shanghai. So what we'll do at Shanghai is we are expanding the port there. Yes, we're expanding the port there at Shanghai. I'll send them to Shanghai so they can actually aid in the construction there, which is a good idea. Right. I'm not going to be flying planes from this area, so I'm going to have these guys transferred to... is it Takao? Yeah, Takao. I need them where they're going to be actually required. We need a hell of a lot of aviation support here. Yes, we do have plenty, but I need more. I think I'll outspend the airfield here, actually. It's not very large, but Formosa is a very, very important island. Right, you remain here. Okay. So now we will be looking at setting up the air attacks on Manila. Then again, no. Still more to do. Still more to do. RTA division. I do have forces in Thailand that I can move. So I do need to take these bases on the coast, like Tavoy. Victoria Point 2. So what I'll do then is, let's see. So I do have the RTA division. I do have the cavalry division here as well. So I can't move those guys out. But what I can do then is, let's see. These men look to be moving. I do have plenty of forces here. So I could have them actually strategically moved down the rails very, very quickly. And that's a very good idea. Right, there's no actual requirement here. So we do have 15th Army. What command are these troops under? We'll land in here. So we do have 2 battleships actually, Congo and Haruna. So they're there for the cover. I think our landing forces will be around here. Right, there we go. Okay. Sorry about that, just had something at the door. So yes, a lot of our forces will be transferring, well, going across via amphibious transport. Right, plenty of Air Force bases here. That's actually really quite encouraging. Issue is that off the bloody main thing here. This is actually a decent airfield though. Okay. I like how you guys are talking about the war on the East and we're talking about the war on the Pacific. Come on guys, keep it on Pacific. Be specific on the Pacific. Fatty made it funny. Okay. Right, there's plenty of air forces here, but I have a lot to do. Right. Okay, we'll get things set up as we go then. So we'll go with the raid on Manila because that's quite exciting. So, Manila. This is where the vast majority of these submarines in East Asia are going to be located. Here and Singapore. I'd imagine Java as well. But definitely here in Manila. So we are going to be targeting Manila with as much firepower as I can possibly throw at it. So these guys are set to train in an escort, but I'm going to have you run escort. I do need you to do that. You're going to be running with the drop tanks as well to extend your range. Ideally, if you can reach this location, that'd be beautiful. So I'm going to have you run at, so let's see, 15,000 feet. You're going to be on long-range combat air patrol. About 30. Then again, I don't think you have... Do you have the range? You don't have the range. So I'll have you on long-range combat air patrol anyway. There we go. Leave some spare. Yeah, we are lacking a Japanese mindset. Indeed. Okay. These guys. So many here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort it by the IGN, which is going to make things significantly easier. I do have a lot of Zero squadrons here. Can I change them? I wish I could change them now, but that's fine. Using drop tanks, could they have that range? Let's see. So I'll select this Zero squadron. Okay, I think this is their maximum range. Then again, I find that one a little bit harder to believe. Right, using drop tanks. 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Actually, they may have it. This might be their extended range. They might actually be able to cover that, which is actually really good. In hindsight, do you think it would have been better for the Japs to attack the Soviets instead of going south? Oh, God. They got their asses handed to them by the Soviets. They really did get their asses handed to them. And the fact is, it's like the attacks to the north against the Soviets, these probing attacks, really were that probing attacks. They were seeing if they could actually manage something. I think at the end of the day, the Japanese didn't have much choice. They did and they didn't. And the political situation in Japan made things extremely volatile. But I'd say they did make the right move in going to the south, as look at what they managed. They actually did manage to achieve quite a lot in a short time frame. Against the Soviets, what is there in Siberia? That's fuck all. Frankly, that's fuck all. Oh dear. Okay. Right, so we should actually be able to reach this area. So I think what it might be worth doing then is having these Zeros on airfield attack with obviously this. And what we'll do is we'll put them to This will set them to about 15,000 feet. Or even 10,000 feet. And again, altitude should be about low, shouldn't it? Yeah, but this always only had one railroad supplying the entirety of Siberia. But they'd build more. They would certainly build more. Okay. So run airfield attack. Do I have range on Clark? Yes, I do. Superb. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have all the zeros at the base set to this. So they're going to have... They didn't. You're welcome. Yeah, so we're going to have all our zeros running the extended range. And honestly, I think this could be quite a good idea. They're all going to be set to Clark. At the end of the day, they're going to be running about 100 feet. So they're going to be very low to the ground. They're going to be really aiming at everything in the airfield. I think if we set this alongside the army bombers, we should be able to devastate Clark quite nicely. Yeah, Japan needed resources to go into Siberia. Didn't make sense. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Now the naval bombers will hit Manila. So bombs. Or do I go for bombs? Question is that, isn't it? We'll go torpedoes. Right, port attack. Manila. 10,000 feet. Okay. Set all G3 M2s. I do have some G4s. They can use torpedoes as well. Yeah, I guess torpedoes. And again, using bombs is probably a good idea. Let's take a look at the pilots. They're better with torpedoes. Well, actually, they're around about the same. So I think what I'll do then is... That's a good question, actually. Do we run a mix of torpedoes and bombs? I think we'll have the G3s run torpedoes and we'll have the G4s run bombs. Yeah, we'll do that. I mean, this is it. Usually when we attack a pod, like, for example, Kirubutai will be attack a pod, we'll have a mix of bombs and torpedoes. I'm going to use bombs so I can actually damage the port facilities there, which is what I want to do. So I said all G4 M1s. There we go. So yes, the G3 M2s. We do have the C5 M2s. They have the range. They actually do have the range, but these are reconnaissance. Okay. Well, what we'll do with these bad boys is I'm going to set them down to about 10,000 feet. Well, about 6,000 feet. We'll have them do reconnaissance on Manila. Okay, so now the army bombers. So that's all the navy sorted. And do have these guys here too. So I'm going to do some reconnaissance on Clark. Now, we do have the best time going for us here, as we will have the December 7th surprise. So let's go and find that page. I'm just going to read it out to you guys just so you know the bonuses that we're going to receive. They are pretty awesome. Right, so 238 I believe is the page. Okay. Is it? No, I think I got it wrong. 1 second. Oh, man. Right, here we go. 267. Hell of a manual this. Really nice and small, though. Okay, so... Special options. Where are we? Historical first turn. Not what I'm looking for. Right, here we go. December 7th surprise rule. If the player selects a scenario that begins on December 7th, 1941, the option may be selected when chosen during the morning phase only on December 7th, 1941. The following occurs to represent Allied surprise. Allied air units flying patrols, combat air patrol, search, etc. have a 50% chance of not flying any aircraft. If an air group passes a test and elects to fly, the number of aircraft that will fly is reduced by 75%. The Allies will launch no airstrikes. Certain Japanese naval task forces will move at 20 times their normal speed to reach their destinations. So Kirobutai is going to be hauling ass to get to Pearl Harbor. She's going to haul real ass. Like, you're going to see those boosters going. See, what my theory is basically they strapped all of the zeros to the back end of the carriers. They taped them down, and then what they did is they actually set the engines running, and somehow they managed to achieve 20 times their speed. They achieved basically supersonic flight, but in water. That's how you explain that rule. Aircraft making a port attack during any December 7th phase will attack ships 100% of the time if there are at least 10 ships in the port. That's rather interesting, actually. So I just use all torpedoes. Ooh. Possibly so. We'll have a mix of bombs and torpedoes just in case there's not 10 ships there. Aircraft hit on any Allied airfield suffer increased damage. Japanese ships on turn 1 will not use more than 3 hexes of fuel, representing their tanker fuel support. Japanese fast transports do not receive a bonus movement rate on turn 1. Okay, so yeah, we have some pretty nice things going for us. So we're going to do some major damage to Manila and to Clark. There we go. Okay, so let's look at the IGN. IGA. Ugh. Okay. Right, let's go by number of ready aircraft. So we have the KI-27s. I think we'll have them... Right, they don't have the range. Even with that, they don't have the range. So we'll have them run combat air patrol. So send all nates to do that. Okay. Should you also send bombing raids out to Singapore and Hong Kong? Well, I have bombing raids going to fly from Canton to Hong Kong, which is good. And then we do have a few over here that transferred this way. Everything that we can from Formosa will try to bomb Clark now. Okay, so we'll turn this off. So I'm looking for level bombers. Oh, wow. AI knows me too well. Light bombers. Medium bombers. Heavy bombers. Level bombers? I guess I'd count them all. Okay. Airfield attack. Select target. Clark. You don't have that range. Damn it. Okay, so we can have you attack Hong Kong. Okay, well what we'll do with you then is we'll have you on ASW patrol then in the future. Or I could transfer you closer, to be fair. Okay. I think what we'll do then is we'll transfer them to Canton. There we go, we'll transfer you to Canton, so 16th Sentai. There you go, so you got to join the raid on Hong Kong. 30 extra planes is going to make a nice big difference. Okay, these guys can definitely reach it. Hopefully. Please tell me you can reach Clark. Oh, good, you can reach Clark. So that's 10,000 feet. You certainly can't reach it. So we'll have you train ASW. Right. Airfield attack. So I'm not going to be able to do as much damage to Clark as I would have hoped, but we'll still have a decent number of bombers going over. And we are sending all the Zeros with their beautiful range to attack Clark. Edar doesn't have the range. I'll have you run some training. Okay, not many aircraft. Nades can't do anything. Okay. Transports. Let's have them continue to train for the time being. I can make good use of you. These are all transports. Let's have them training. I'll be using them to support our forces really over here. An idea of mine is to hit all the bases from mouse fighters a few times before you send in any bombers. I wish, but December 7th in the morning is... Well, December 7th is really when we get the best chance to hit the airfields. So we need to go in force and we need to go quickly. Trust me, things will work out. At least I hope so. Right. Not many here. Can I resize this? No. Oh, boo. I'll have you just run some actual training then. There we go. Yeah, we need the bonuses on the first turn. To be fair, Dennis might have not been here when we were reading out the rules, but we do gain a bonus to damage against allied aircraft on the first turn. So I'm trying to make the most of that. Okay, so that's the air attack setup over there. Might be able to reach them from Cameron Bay, potentially. Right, I do have some Sallies which could certainly reach there. But I do need to prepare for, well, Force Z. I could naval bomb Singapore, potentially. But, is it... Yeah, that's true. I think we'll have a mix of bombs and torpedoes in Manila, just in case. I don't want to, like, lose out. I suppose at the end of the day, if they can't use torpedoes, they'll use bombs, but I don't want to lose out. I want to make sure that we have a good mix. Now, in terms of naval attack, we are expecting Force Z in this area. I don't know if they will be there to begin with. The thing is, do I go for do I go for an air attack on Singapore? I'd be hitting their ships, wouldn't I? And there's no rules about the AA, so the AA would do a considerable amount of damage to me. Whereas the thing is it worthwhile? And I could try to hit their submarines. I don't want to lose that many planes. Right. I could just hit Manila. I think that's what I'll do, actually. What I'll do is I'll use what planes I have. So we do have some obviously set to naval attack. I can't set them to an arc, unfortunately. But what I'll do is I'll have them outside the range of Singapore. Let's see. Can you hit Pearl Harbor more than once in a row, December 7th? I think we'll only hit them once on December 7th. Okay, there's our range. Have that about 13 hexes. Okay, so just outside of range. Actually, 14 hexes. Yeah, 13 hexes should be just outside the range of Singapore, which is good. Which is what I need. I don't want them to be hitting anything else. I'm going to be looking for Force Z. Okay. I don't know, man. Is it worth it to hit Singapore? It could be worth it to attack the airfield at Singapore. Will you start the campaign in this stream or the next? We should ideally be able to start the campaign in the next one. Like, I'm really throwing a lot of time at this. Like, it's 2.5 hours now, nearly 2 hours and 40 minutes. So I think what we'll try and do is get as much done, and then I'll probably finish things off in off-cam and get things ready. Okay, do I want to send things at Singapore? What I'm considering here is, rather than... Yeah, Japan made that mistake and hit wrong targets. I don't know, guys. I know just how formidable Singapore's air defenses can be. What I'm considering here is that we've got 2 squadrons set up to attack Force Z, if we see them. What I'm thinking is, do we deploy the rest of the bombers to actually hit Manila and really, really rack up the damage that we could do there? So that is where the vast majority of these submarines are going to be. There's going to be submarines at Singapore, but I think if we really concentrate on Manila, then I reckon we can really drive the damage up there. So I think that's what we'll do. It might be one of those things I do live to regret, but I think at the end of the day, I know I can do a lot of damage to Manila. There's not going to be as much of an air defense there. Singapore, however, is an actual fortress. Okay, so naval attack, yes. Now you do carry some decent bombs or torpedoes. What do the G3s carry? Then again. Right, we'll have one more squadron using bombs, and I think I'll set the rest to do a Hail Mary, a Manila Brow. Okay, so one more squadron using bombs. Then the rest can use torpedoes. Oh, you son of a... I can transfer them anyway. Let's see, Kamran Bay. Aviation support can handle that. Okay, your naval attack. Right, I'm going to transfer you to Kamran Bay. Then you'll definitely have the range. Right, we'll have the Nels doing the same thing. At the same range. So that just leaves the army bombers. And they only have a really bad squadron. Right, you transfer the 98. Seems one of them was damaged, but that's fine. A lot depends on what he will do after your first strike, of course. Yeah. Port attack. These are different aircraft. Damn it. Well, they're going to have to look pretty then for the time being. Transferred the wrong bloody squadron, didn't I? Or am I looking at the wrong base? Could be anything at this point. Oh dear. These are all where the hell? Where the hell did that other squadron go? Okay. A little bit concerned. I feel like we have phantoms. Okay. Fuel tanks, so drop tanks. I want you to run long-range combat air patrol. Just this one turn, 80-20. Okay, reconnaissance. Let's have your naval search. Okay, I do have plenty of fighters here. Do have some level bombers. Alright, their range. I don't think they could reach. Right, one. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I don't think they could reach. I think we need like 21 range to reach that. Okay. Quite a lot of nades there. Well, nades. Well, that's pretty brave having some H6s. Definitely need some aviation support to land here. No garrison requirement. What I'll do then, I could have them strategically transfer down here, but that's not a good idea. What happens is you can, when you strategically transfer and you're unpacking, so let's say I transfer to Singora, it's going to take me some time to pack up and then move via rail, but that's far too slow. Far too slow. These guys are going to move strategically. It's going to take 2 days, but they'll arrive in the area pretty quickly. At Singora. Is that all to follow? Okay, I need these forces. Need some extra garrison as well, but all these forces are going to move out. So all of them to strategic movement. We're going to move all of you to Singora. Oh, yeah, Singora. Okay. Look at all these guys. I do need to send garrisons here though, but I need to move these forces ASAP. Right, of an army. Not much strength here, is there, really? Transfer here to Cambran Bay. Then again, I could have you transfer to Saigon. But we'll have Cambran Bay open as well. We'll have the combat air patrol on. Alright, there we go. Right, you also have to airfield attack at Georgetown. Okay, I can get behind that. Right, we'll hit Georgetown. Got a brew. He could hit you with planes in the Philippines. If you send even a small group to attack him, then it might help you. Yeah, we are sending plenty of planes to the Philippines. There's so many planes here. Right, Georgetown. Hello, Star. We'll hit Georgetown. That's some really nice transport plane. Okay. Sadly not enough range. We'll have you hit Georgetown as well. Right, too far. How to use them. I guess we'll have them on the original. But I'll instead hit a low star. Okay. What I'll do is I'll have you transfer to Saigon. Sorry, Bangkok. Transfer you down here to Camaran Bay. Right, there they are. I knew they'd gone somewhere. Right, port attack in Manila. I was thinking, like, where the hell have they gone? Right, yeah, we'll hit them hard at Manila. And then what we'll do is we'll keep up the pressure on Clark afterwards. Okay. So these guys will be running combat air patrol. You're running search. What I do need the guys over here to do then is run combat air patrol and escort. You're going to hit Kotoburu. I'm going to have you instead run escort. Same for the others. And again, is it worth running escort? Not really. Not now. Then again, we do have the possibility that there may be flights in the air. So I'll have them an escort. Okay. I mean, that's pretty much all the aircraft done over in Asia. We're actually getting pretty close, you know, to finishing this. And I'm not surprised, considering we're nearly at 3 hours. Hell of a long time. Will be worthwhile. Will certainly be worthwhile. Ideally, anyway. Okay. What to do, what to do. Question, can you use the same planes to attack each turn, or is there a standout time? No, they'll keep attacking. It really depends, like, if they're damaged, they'll obviously have to have repair, but if they have enough to go, they will go. Though the flight crews will become fatigued over time. And the players will become fatigued. Okay, that's sorted out. These guys have their orders. Camaran Bay. Right, Kotoburu. Singora. Patani. Right, your destination actually isn't set yet. Whereabouts is, Manado? You know, I'm not entirely sure where that is. showing me that? This is only going to show me my bases. Okay. She asked her to invade down there. I think rather than doing that, I'd rather you invade Mersing, potentially. That'd be a very, 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 very bold move. How many troops do we have on board here? 1,900. You'd invade over there. Okay, what I'm going to do then is I'm actually going to have these guys land over here at Mersing. The reason for that is I'd like to actually try and cut off those, try and cut off the retreat of the forces down here in Malaya. Got a brew third wave. Hmm. 121 and 125. So I'm going to combine 121 and 125. Oh no, room docks. God damn it, I wondered why this wasn't working. Okay, let's see. Undock. Undock. Okay, so that's 121 and 125. Watch out for those transports. Last time they got bombed when you landed troops near Singapore. That's very true. Well, that was when they went into Singapore. Like, up this way. Well, to Johor Bahru. They will be fine landing at Mersing. I really do think this is a hell of a good move. It could be very bloody, but we will be landing over 7,000 troops. I mean, not all of these are great, but there's a lot of Air Force units, some naval, some infantry. A lot of naval and infantry. Right, 120 in here as well. Okay. So, nearly 10,000 troops. Obviously, not all of them are really good troops. But we do have a few torpedo boats in here. Patrol boats, APD. Yeah, this is really quite valuable. I really do need to make sure we have this watched over. So this is Task Force 121. Okay, I'm going to throw in 2 destroyers in there. And the torpedo boat too. Okay, so at least that has some decent forces. Okay, so we are going to be hitting these locations along. So Singora Patani will receive forcements. Kotobaru will be hit. Will hit Mersing. Now Mersing's obviously going to be cut off. But the thing is, it's going to force THG to make a choice. He either uses more forces there, or he uses his forces in Malaya and tries to repel the invasion. The idea here is we're going to try to force his hand. If I can try to land further forces at Mersing, which is what I'm going to be trying to do. I don't think he'll expect it. I mean, at the end of the day, if I just move one unit there, or something... I mean, if I could try to seize Johor Bahru, that'd really bugger him up. That'd trap everything in Malaya. And it would ultimately help secure Singapore for me. So I think it's a bold enough move that we'll try it. Okay. What I'll do then is I'll set up the submarine patrol. Right, these guys are going in here to mine. Well, yeah, to lay mines. Okay, that's fine. Men on station, lay mines. Good. Right. Nah, he's not gonna watch this. Right, patrol around here. Patrol around Mersing. To be honest, let's be a bit more fastidious, I suppose. A lot better than random. I need to prevent the salient of Force Z. Okay, something gonna die in each of these areas. The idea is if I have a couple of submarines to guard this area, then at least if the worst does come to the worst and he does try to sally out, we will be able to have some means to defend our transports. It's the aircraft I do need to worry about. That's definitely going to happen. He'll go defensive or offense. I think he'll go strong offense. Nah. Everybody has to bear in mind that... as long as, well, it's like I'm not trying to find anything out from THG or any of his fans or anything like that, and I hope you guys don't tell him either, because otherwise I've used a lot of my time for no reason. I'm sure you guys will be okay. Alright, go in this area. Okay, so patrol. Yeah, that's good. I know he will. I'll have a wider patrol over here. And right, more submarines. What I'm trying to do is set up something of a web, and then at least anything that might move through this area might be hit by torpedoes. There's not that much left for us to do now. We're actually getting pretty close to the end, which is lovely. Have you seen his BB builds? Man, that's me though. Because you know I'm going to have to play Rule the Waves at some point. Again. Even though I was the first to play it. Of them. Hint, hint. Man, how about you just stop? There we go. Hello there, Christoph. How you doing, my friend? Right. There we go. Hello there, Carl. Well, we've pretty much sorted out the air attacks, so that's more or less done. What I'm doing now is I've really sorted out the land attacks. I have my forces inbound here, which have been set up. I'm just sorting out these submarines here. Not a huge amount left. Not a huge amount. I'm going to double up on the security here. Pretty much. Right, what these guys are going to do is going to control the point between here. Okay. Right, so that is all of our submarines set over here. What I'm going to do with these guys is I'm going to clear their destination. I am going to have them patrol in this area. I'm very much worried that we might see the arrival of Force Z. So I need to block their path towards the transport. So Congo, Haruna, Atago will sally out to this area here. This is where I'd imagine they'll be trying to come up from. So we'll have them sally. I'm going to ask a dumb question. Did we set the altitude based maneuver bands? Yeah, we set the altitude based on maneuver bands. We have over 100 aircraft that are going to be inbound to attack Manila's port. We have a fair few that are going to be attacking Clark, but these Zeros are going to be attacking Clark's airfield. So I do we should be able to do some major damage. Okay, let's see. Yeah, heading over there. Right, ACMs are very handy. Actually, I think these are mines. So this is what we have left in the ports. I do have some decent ships I could use. Right, they're going to meet the Mersing invasion. So that's some extra ships to help guide them. Yeah, we will be attacking Manila. Okay, let's see. We'll do some oilers, some tankers, some troop transports as well, actually. That is so nice. Both of these. Okay, destroy a tender. Now I'm going to start to load some troops. God damn it. Okay, verify load. Accept load. Load some cargo as well. There we go. Yeah, whatever happens, this is a great tutorial. Thanks, man. I suppose it's probably the only thing on YouTube where it's the entire turn. So, hopefully that is useful for someone. Oh dear. Okay. So we're able to send extra troops here then. Yeah, they'll load a good amount. Force Z. 1 second. So Force Z was, consists of the battleship HMS Prince of Wales and the HMS Repulse, and 4 modern destroyers. So HMS Electra, Express, Encounter, and the J-class Jupiter. Oh, E-class. Alright, the E-class HMS Electra, Express, and Encounter, and the J-class HMS Jupiter. Okay. For Force Z's final voyage, the older S-class and the World War I veteran V-class was substituted for the Encounter Jupiter, but ran aground in the Caribbean. Oof. That's a shame. HMS Hermes was considered a replacement, but the idea was dismissed as HMS Hermes was too slow. Okay, yeah, these guys are going to be gone. Now to get you to play Gravity Tactics. Oh dear. Ah, man. I mean, it is a worry. It isn't going to be the, well, let's see here. We'll have this named Mersing follow-up. As I do need those troops. It's not a huge amount of them, by any means. But over 1,000 troops is going to make a big difference. Okay. Let's see, what do we have here? Decent number of tankers. We do have troop transports here as well. So what we'll do then is we'll use them if they're not being used. Yeah, these are actually really, really nice. Definitely. Oh no, man. BBs definitely have their place. Right, this artillery can be used. Intriguing. Oh wow, you're huge. Fair enough. Right, road construction would be very handy. God damn it. Okay, fine. Wait, I forget. Do ground attacks also get bonuses on this turn? No, unfortunately. I wish they did. Right, that division's obviously been moved to the south. Move some artillery with it. Okay. Destroy minesweepers. Troop transports here too. Very nice. Plenty of tanks here. Plenty of tanks. Prince of Wales fought the Bismarck with Hood. Okay. Right, that'll do. We'll load just the 7th then. Well, these construction crews as well. Wow. Okay. Been awkward. Do have an oil line AMT here. Yes, you need to be used. Right, let's have you head to Tokyo. When again do we have you head to Tokyo? I think what we'll do with you, as we do expect a exodus of ships, potentially. But what I'm thinking is we actually have you sent to... Trunk. The reason being I can send them out and about into the Pacific to make use of them. I do have a transport over here. It's actually quite a large one. Okay, have you sent to Tokyo? Or do I have you sent to Tokyo? We'll have you sent to Nagasaki. Right, what I do need to do at Tokyo is set up a convoy. Right, Mutsu. Okay, nothing left in port, that's of use. Right, tankers. Have them load some oil, well, fuel really. God, they're short-ranged as hell. Not worth doing. But I'll keep them as a separate task force just so I know where they are. Okay. What we're going to do then is we're going to head over to Hiroshima. Zuho Hosho. Do I use Chiyoda? I think I will do. We'll have them all sent out. Barnaby's lower range. They can be used to escort convoys. Baby Kiribotai. Good thing you have a large wall staff to remember everything you are doing this turn. I'll just I'll just pick bot with 50 different pins on it. No, I have nothing like that. I don't know how I do this. Like, we're probably on 13, 14 hours at this point. Like, I'm 3.5 hours into stream almost. Like, I don't even know what I remember anymore, but it's certainly something. Right, Zuho. Resize to fit ship. Ooh, there we go. Ooh, no, actually. Yeah, resize to fit ship. That's nice to have that option, though. Okay, how many more could I afford on here? Another 8. I think I want more fighters, actually. So we'll add another 8 to the squadron. Right, so what was it on before? 12? It's on 12 now, so I need it to be 20. Group will resize when conditions are met, that's fine. God, these planes are awful. There we go. Yeah. Seems the same here. Am I just looking at the same goddamn carrier? Yeah, it was. Billie Jean. And my do. Right. Okay. Awesome. So, Baby Kidu Budai will set out She's going to head towards the Philippines. Alright, what's her task force number? 294. Two cruisers. We'll keep these guys. Ooh, you have some real nice range. Yeah, we'll keep those cruisers there for the escort duties. Yeah, we are hitting the shit out of Clark. More APs. Light cruiser and destroyers. Are you a minikaze? I think I might have them converted to APDs. Right, convert to APD. Kamikaze. You can be sent into the convoys. Kiso. Convoys as well. Maybe even have light cruiser sent up here, to be fair. It's not a bad idea, actually. Right, Kiso. Yeah, Kiso will be sent to the north. At least then we'll have some sort of surface fleet defense. Well, surface combat defense. What do you plan to do with the Aussies? Well, we'll blow them to hell, basically. But for now, we do have to really look at submarines. Did I miss anything critical or just convoy stuff? Well, we've finished off the ASW patrols. We've finished off pilot training. We've finished off the ground combat movements in China and Malaya. The amphibious invasions are more or less done. We've set up the airstrikes on Manila and Clark. Set up the airstrikes in Malaya too. Let's just make sure these guys aren't set to... Yeah, I need them all to remain on station. We have changed tactics in that we are going to be invading Mersing to begin with. We've set up a web of sub-patrols here. Okay. Right, this submarine's over here to lay mines, which is pretty cool. What I'm doing at the moment is really just working out what I have in terms of surface ships in Japan. So we set up Baby Cutie Butai. Really need to go through here and find my transports. Right. Ah, right, it's the APD. Oh, thank God for that. There we go. So what we're doing here then is we're going to gather these ships into Nagasaki. So I can transfer the troops out to either the Philippines or Malaya, as we need to. Do have some submarines over here. You're going to come in handy. Especially you. Right. Okay. So we have the vast majority of things set up. I think what I'll do then is it's going to require maybe just a short stream. But I think what I'll probably do is I'll do these movements offline, off cam, sorry. And when everything's ready, I'll do a final little upload, and then we will be ready to submit the turn. So thank you so very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit fatigued at this point. We're now at 3.5 hours in. So thank you so very much. If you guys do wish to support more of this, then please do consider supporting myself on the channel. It really does make a massive difference. So I cannot thank you all so very much. I can't thank you all enough for watching so far. I mean, we're longer than most AAA campaigns at this point. So I need that as a hat. That'd be pretty cool. Or a cup. That'd be pretty awesome, like a mug. And yes. Not long left. Not long left. Almost everything is done now. And we've done it in such extreme detail that my brain hurts. So, thank you so much, guys. I hope to hear more from you. Goodbye for now. Have a great one.